Hi, hello. About to do a couple more pages in our journal. I've pulled some pieces out of the kit. Again, cross my heart, these are all from the kit. So I've picked out the avocado page, which I really like, and I'm going to do something on the inside of it. I think I'm going to leave the front blank. We may put some lace down here just for decorative, but just going to work on the inside for today. I've got a few pieces. I'm going to keep it quite pink and quite girly. So I've got a few pieces to sort of collage with that I like. And then this strip of fabric, originally I thought, oh, I'll use this to make a little, like we did last time with the little page tabs. But you know what? There's lots of things we can use for page tabs. And actually, I like the pinks together. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. Now, I appreciate it does hide all of the pink paper. So perhaps we'll sort of set it in a little bit to see a bit of edge maybe. Or not, or maybe we'll just do it like that. Do you know what? I'm just going to do it like that. So I'm going to just glue these pieces down. Give it a wee run around the edges with a bit of ink just for a bit of definition. And the same as we did with the last tuck, we will stitch and stitch it into place. So, still warm, still waiting for the rain. How is everyone else getting on? Melting yet? Horrendous, isn't it? Is it just me that's miserable and doesn't like the sun? I know some people are just like, that can't get enough. But, ugh, I can't bear it. It's too much. It's too hot. My cats don't know what to do with themselves. My children can't sleep, which means I can't sleep. And I don't like it when I can't sleep. I think I'm going to salvage a little bit of the edge of this because, again, as before, you won't see. I think we'll keep pink on there. And trim the bottom. You won't see all of it, so there's no point in wasting lots. So I think we'll just, in fact, we'll just do it the same, shall we? Let's just do that. Salvage this little wee bit. I'm not going to bother. Oh, you're pretty. Which side do I want? I like it when you can see the dates and you can see them on here. Yeah, let's do that side. So that's nicer. Yeah, we'll keep that little snippy piece. Lots of glue, but again, we're going to stitch around, so it's cool if it's just enough to hold it in place. There we go, not too near the edge. And then, again, this is fabric backed. I'm going to leave a little bit of hangover, and we will get our pinking shears to about that one. And then we can still use that piece as a tab or top of a tag or something. Yeah, I did do it small. How did that work out? Oh, that's all right, not bothered. So, just use, don't run out glue. This was like gold dust a few months ago to get hold of. I don't know if you can get it anymore. Hoping the supplies are back in. So let's do that. We'll stitch at the end. So we're going to hold that down there, and that's a nice little tuck spot. I like that page. Now, I've got an envelope in here, just a scraggly old envelope. I've run a bit of gesso over it and taken half the back of it off with my roller because it needed cleaning. But I think what I'm going to do is put a little flippy here. And I'm going to use the napkin just to decorate on the front. So, ooh, although I like that one. Oh no, I like that. That's a better, I like the colour match on there, so we're going to use that. So let's stick these to one side for now. Put the pin in the glue, Donna, come on. And then I'm sure you will have seen 1,000 times the good old trick with the sellotape to get the backs off these. If not, here it is. You get a wee smidge of sellotape. You turn it over. Most napkins are 3-ply, so you turn your first layer. And then you can keep these as mop-up cloths and then use these for decoupaging as well, in the spirit of reusing and recycling. And then you tear off the next layer and it leaves you a really thin, tissuey thin piece that will stick beautifully to our envelope. So there we go. So this is what we're left with. Now, I find to get a better blend onto your, that's what we're doing, onto your envelope, onto your paper, or wherever you're putting it, I wouldn't cut around these. I would use a water pen or literally just a paintbrush dipped in water just to go around, and the sort of softened frayed edges sort of blend a little bit more to make it a bit more seamless, I find. So do I want this one down at the bottom? Do I just want the whole scene? What do we reckon? If I include this but cut out the purple and this bit, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. So let's go around here. Can you even see what I'm doing? See, this is where I get bad with the camera work now, because you can't see. If I turn that way, can you see what I'm doing? So I'm just drawing around the flower with my water brush. So we don't want any of that in there, but we do want the butterfly. We want that butterfly, but not the purple flower. So let's do that. So that's kind of given us our little guide. If you can see that, and then it will literally just pull away ever so gently. There. And you see that soft, fluffy edge that you get will just blend super easily onto here. Now, I think that's going to look really pretty. So let's do that. You can use any sort of adhesive you like, really, to do your decoupaging with. You can get proper decoupage gluey stuff, whatever it's called. You can use Mod Podge, you can use PVA, you can use, which is what I'm going to use if I can find it, the Tim Holtz Collage Medium. Yes, here it is. Oh, that's the crazing one. I don't want the crazing one. Where's my normal one? There it is, there it is. And grab a brush. So this is what I use, the Distress Collage Medium. But the same as you've probably seen me use in the last video, the Mod Podge is just as good. But I'm going to use this. So, get a wee bit on my brush. I'm just going to put a blob down just to hold it in place. No, I'm going to do the whole thing. What am I talking about? Thinking I'm stitching here. So let's just kind of, could have used a bigger brush, Donna, really. But let's chuck a chunk down on here for it to stick to, and then we are going to go back over the top. So let's do that for now. So I tend to start in the middle and work outwards when I do this, because it pushes out, see these little air bubbles? Can you see you've got this little air bubble? I do it up here. It just sort of smooths them out, and you can hardly sort of see where the napkin finishes. So that's kind of how I do it. I'm sure other junk journalers will have different methods. I'm sure there's probably a much better way to do it, but this is the way that I do it, and I find it works for me. And I think if you just keep your brush strokes in one direction, you've got less a chance of tearing your napkin, because don't forget, it's super delicate. You know, you've peeled 2 layers off the thing. It's super delicate, so I'm going to turn it around now. Do this side, so again, starting in the middle, pushing outwards. You know, you're not going to start pulling backwards, because you're going to end up tearing it. I don't usually do such a big area either. I usually cut sort of individual little elements out, but I like the look of it, and I like that the pink picks up on the pink in the avocado paper. I like that. Nearly done. And once this has dried, you can use a sort of a, what's the opposite word to coarse? A less coarse nail file to go along the edges and just sort of file down any little hangy over bits, because the glue will have dried quite stiff. So it allows you just to file those bits off without damaging your underneath, your envelope in this case. You know, I don't know why it is. As soon as I turn the camera on, I lose the ability to speak English. We'll think of what the opposite word to coarse is. Fine? Do you call it fine? Possibly. And I'm just going to make sure I've got right to the very edges here, because this is the bit that we'll then go and sand down a little bit. See, I've caught that bit there. There. I like it. I think that's pretty. Shall I annoy you all and just quickly dry it now and let you listen to the blasting of the heat tool? Because then we can get that stuck down. We can have a think about what we might want to do on the other side of it, of course, because it does flip out. We may want to do something on this side. Keeping an eye on the time, because it's nearly pick-up time. My eldest at school today, my youngest is in daycare, so Dad's picking her up later. Now if I look for one of my files, sorry about this, hang on. Well, let's just get a new one now. I do just have a little box of them. They're not particularly, as I say, coarse. I wouldn't use them on my own nails, but yeah, they're not. It's just enough to just sort of, it's not dry enough, just to take the edges off. Need these to crisp up a bit, come on. Start on this side. It should. Just start to break away. God, it is fine this, oh my word. Maybe I need a smidge coarser. There, you see how it's starting to break off. Goodness me, didn't think we were going to get there then. If you do have any extra, get off, rough patches, when it's properly dry, you can just go back over with the file and sort of smooth them down a little bit, just to get them away. This has got to be like, I mean, seriously, there's nothing on it. I could, you know, go over my own nail and it's not even doing anything. Couldn't have picked a worse nail file. Anyway, pull them off. There we go. As long as they're off, who cares? There we are. I think that's cute. So we'll have that side as the tuck. Can you see? And then we'll adhere this right at the edge and have that as a little flip out. Now I need to do something on this side. So what do you reckon? Should we do some more flowers? Do we have any other suggestions? I think I want to ink it a little bit. I want to do some distress inking on it. And then I can use my leftovers to mop it up. So let me rearrange my life so you can see what I'm doing. And well, let's just bring it in here, shall we? That's easier, Donna. There you are. So using the glass mat, if I get my tin down with my oxides in, I'm thinking Victorian velvet is going to look really cool. This one, I think the colours just sort of go. I think that's going to look really cool. So a bit of Victorian velvet. We may go a little bit green as well. What do you think? Pick up on some of this darker greens. Have I got a good green to use? Yes. Yes, mate. Let's do that. So wet it down, and then I'm not going to bother lining this because I'm lazy. So I'm just going to go the whole way around, get some colour on there. The rest of that up and give that a dry. See if I want any more. So because I've got the gesso on here, I could actually, although not on the inside, but I could actually just put the ink pad straight onto the gesso, and the water would still have activated it because you've got that base underneath. But quite a nice tone actually, but I do think I want some more pink. So should we try just doing a bit on here? So this is then, I always do this before I go and pick the kids up, and then I go to school with hands, I mean, usually covered in vintage photos, so it looks particularly suspicious, like God knows what I've been doing at home. There were nice brown stains all over me. But yeah, I always go to school like covered. Let's give that a dry. That's a bit better, I think. And then we'll get on with the green. And then I will quickly stitch around the other page, because I don't think we need to do any stitching on this one. I think once we adhere it down, although am I going to have that bit show? Do I want that bit showing? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm going to put a panel over it. Let's think about that. I'm not sure I want to do any stitching on it. Right, let's do a few bobs of green. Because when I'm going to have it in there, do I want this showing, or do I want to put a whole page something? Do you know what? I'm going to green it. I'm going to green it up. I'm going to green it up, and then we can think about that later when we come back through the journal. So once we've stitched stuff into place, gosh, Gosh, that is green, isn't it? Once we've stitched stuff into place at the signature, we're going to do the decorating. We can go back around, and that's enough for me. And think about stuff like that. You know, there's never a finished to these journals. I don't think I've ever got to one and said I've finished. I think I get to them and go, that'll do. That's enough, that'll do. Could always do more, but I have to list it for sale at some point, so otherwise my children will starve and my family will be homeless. Quite chuffed with this, I like it. So you're obviously not going to see this side of the flap because that's how we're going to stick it down, so that doesn't matter. That'll do. So let's get these inks put away. Right, let me stitch round and I come back. Right, okay, so we're done. So we've stitched around. Obviously shows through on the back as well, but I don't mind that at all. And then we've got our envelope that's going to go this side. So I think I'm going to stick this down, and I'm going to use some double-sided tape to do that. I've lost my little, I used to have a little square stamping, you know, the acrylic stamping blocks. And that was how I tore my tape off. And I found it so easy to use. If anyone caught me on Create and Craft, you'll have seen me do it. And it's just so much easier, and now I don't have it. I've got to mess about with scissors and snipping, and you can't see what you're doing, and ugh, God. There we are. Right, we didn't get very near to the edge, so we're going to stick a bit of glue on as well. You probably missed all that, didn't you then? Not even a shot. I promise I'll get better at this. There we are. That was exciting to watch, and my thumb is stuck. So I'm just going to smidge and smidge and smidge and smidge and smidge of glue. Never first time. Get in. There we are. And then I'm going to ever so carefully line it up. We don't want this to go right to the very edge because we don't want it to sort of get bashed about. There, I think. I mean, it's slightly wonky, but I can live with that. You don't obviously get too near to the centre because obviously it needs to fold. But I'm pleased with that. I'll have a think of what we want to do inside if we want to do anything. We may put a full piece panel on here. We could do a little bit more patchwork collaging on there. And I think that's it. I think we'll leave that for now. I think I'm quite happy with that. Another page. So let's slot that in. See how it's starting to bulk up now, and that's 3 pages in. So we need to flatten this out as well. There we are. So we've got obviously the first blank page. They look quite cute together, don't they? Little tuck spots, little tabby. That's going to be our flippy pocket. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that so far. Love it. So 3 pages down, probably another 6-ish to go, 5 or 6 to go. That's a bit too long, isn't it? We'll see how we get on. Cool. Catch you later. Bye.